leaving him to take care of his kids full time. 3 months into dating Jake, he was basically perfect. He paid for everything, remembered when I had bad days at work, brought me coffee just because. His ex-wife lived 2 hours away with their twin boys who were 8, and they stayed with him every other weekend. I thought the setup was ideal because I got to see how good he was with kids without any of the daily stress. The boys were sweet. They called me Miss Kenzie and always wanted to show me their drawings or whatever new Pokemon card they got. Jake would make pancakes Saturday mornings and we'd all watch cartoons together. It felt like playing house without the real commitment. Then on a Tuesday night in February, Jake got the call. His ex-wife had been in a car accident. She didn't make it. Everything changed immediately. Jake drove down that night to get the boys, and they never left. Suddenly our date nights turned into bedtime stories. Our lazy Sunday mornings became soccer practice and grocery shopping for lunchboxes. Jake went from being this fun, attentive boyfriend to someone who was constantly exhausted and stressed about custody lawyers and school districts. I tried to be supportive at first. I helped with homework, learned how to make the specific brand of mac and cheese they liked, even bought them matching Spider-Man backpacks. But after a month, I realized this wasn't temporary. This was our life now. Jake had to take on a second job to afford the bigger apartment they needed. He was working until 9 most nights, then coming home to deal with bath time and bedtime routines. When we did have time alone, he was either on the phone with his lawyer or falling asleep on the couch by 8:30. The boys started having nightmares about their mom. One of them, Tyler, would wake up crying almost every night. Jake would be up with him for hours, and I'd just lie there listening to them through the wall, feeling like an outsider in what used to be our relationship. 3 months after the accident, I realized I hadn't had a real conversation with Jake in weeks. Everything was about the boys' therapy appointments or school pickup schedules or what we were going to do during their spring break. When I tried to bring up that we never went out anymore, he looked at me like I'd suggested abandoning them at a gas station. I started staying at my own place more often. Then Jake asked me to move in with them because it would help with rent, and the boys liked having me around. But I knew if I moved in, I'd become a built-in babysitter and stepmom without ever signing up for it. The breaking point came when we were supposed to go to my sister's wedding. Jake had arranged for his mom to watch the boys, and I'd bought a new dress and everything. But Tyler got sick the night before, and Jake said we couldn't go because Tyler might need him. I understood, but I also realized that this would be every big event from now on. The boys would always come first, and I'd always be making excuses to my family about why Jake couldn't make it to things. I packed my stuff that Sunday while Jake was at the boys' baseball game. I left a note explaining that I loved them all, but I wasn't ready to be a mom to 2 kids who weren't mine. I said I hoped he'd understand that I was 24 and wanted to travel and focus on my career before settling down. Jake texted me later asking if I was serious. When I said yes, he